Welcome in, everybody. I'm Joey. So, B-Class has been absolutely brutal this week as we start off with some guy face-planting into a wall, and as I'm chuckling, I end up face-planting into the rear end of the guys moving slow in front of me. So, great start. I'll happily drop to the back of the pack and try to make my way through for the next 6 laps. Again, this is B-Class. I'm driving the Dodge Coronet. It is purple as balls and a massive boat as well. This thing is gigantic as we go around the outside of this Mustang somehow. It is a boat, it is massive, but it handles all right through these very long, high-speed corners. It'll hold its own on these straights as well, which we'll need at this short variation of the Glen. We'll come up to the bus stop, do the outer loop, and then head down the straight towards the starting line again. So plenty of straights here. A little trouble heading into the bus stop for the first time. I am taking up all of the space pretty much, a few acres. I'm tapping the guy in front, getting almost pitted from the guy behind. The good thing is this thing weighs just about as much as the Death Star, 5 million trillion tons, so I probably won't be pitted, but I came pretty darn close. So that was lap 1 done. I'll try to slip up the inside of 15th place here. I'm still hanging around for now, but ultimately I'll lose that battle. The GTR, though, on the outside is moving slow, so I will end up getting 15th place as we come back up the hill through the S's, and we'll see if the draft from the cars in front will end up giving us an opportunity to go for a move into the bus stop. I'm not sure how much power this Porsche's got under the hood, but we're reeling them in. Megagirth.com. That is innocent enough, so we're going to fight the girth into the bus stop. I tried to get him to back out, but he's just showing he's got more girth and more balls apparently as well going into there. So I will remain behind for now. Maybe build up a little bit of momentum here and try to go for a move into the second to last corner. With the help of the draft, I am pulling up to the girth again, covering the inside he is. I'll pull to the right side. And, well, if I'm going to get the move done, it's going to have to be around the outside, and I just completely forget what kind of car I'm in, I guess, and try to go for it. It was never going to work. Not in this car, at least, and I just got to hope I don't get a penalty, and I didn't end up getting one there. So, free of penalty time so far. Here's lap 3. I'm going to get a better run on the Porsche this time. I'll go to the left because he defended it so well from that spot last lap, and sure enough, we're through and going to try to make a move on the Corvette as well. But his nose is still hanging around the inside, pulling up even farther. Girth poking his nose into the picture as well, trying to see if he can make a move, but the Coronet is going to win out that battle. And we continue on to the 4th lap.
There is no way I'm in it here with Racing Irie, the YouTuber.
YouTuber is a pretty strong word there, Sheffield, I think. Poster of mid-content might fit the bill a little bit better, but a pleasure racing with you, dude. Always really cool to wind up in lobbies with you guys and race with you. Now, the defining moment of this race happens as we come through the braking zone into the bus stop. The RX-7 hits the tire wall, and his back end got just enough air for me to submarine him right under, and we get through. And I didn't see this guy do anything. I think he just paused it out of shock for what just happened. I don't blame him. It took me a second to fully comprehend what had just happened, narrowly escaping a crushing death. But we got through there all right, and coming around the last 2 turns, I had a chance to swipe 8th place away from the guy up ahead who has 0.6 seconds in penalties. And as we approach the line, I've got the gap down to half a second, and I'll just be able to steal coveted 8th place. Very, very happy with that. A Chevron is going to end up getting the W in this one. It seems like the Chevron and the Exo set are the cars that typically find their way to the front of the pack in these races, or at least the majority of my races this week. And that's who we're going to be battling in this race around Hockenheim. One thing you can usually count on is the Exo set drivers fighting each other, and that is going to be no different here. 2nd and 3rd place, immediately taking each other out through the first corner. For now, we go toe-to-toe with the Chevron through turn 2. A little bit of contact, nothing too crazy, and we'll continue on. Knowing darn well, though, that those Exo sets that had some trouble through turn 1 will probably be making a comeback here. In this one, I've gone for the NSX, just an all-around great car. Every single class that I've tried it in, it's been capable of winning. B-Class, A-Class, S-Class, just a really good all-around car. Almost get spun there, but just about bring it back. The leader is going to love to see that. Ed is going to pull away by about a second and a half, and we're coming up to a spot where the track toy cars, like the Exocet, are really going to come into their own through all of these corners and start to really pull away. And as for the Exocets behind, they're going to put on some serious pressure. I'm struggling through this right-hander. The Chevron is off into the sand. I'm going to stick to the left to try to defend it, but Chunkmeister is going to go off-roading and create his own space, get right on through, and then the third place Exocet will slip on through as well. Not the greatest sequence of corners for me, that is for sure, and unfortunately, that'll end lap 1. I'll have a very thin chance of keeping up with the Exocets now, but if they keep battling, I might have a chance. It turns out, though, my battle was not going to be with those Exocets. It's going to be with the Chevron. So, again, going through turn 1 here, we're going to make contact for the second time. I think it's fair to say a questionable move. I kept the lead, though, until the Parabolica, where I was thinking, this guy's got 3 seconds in penalties already. I'll just let him by. I won't fight it too much, and we'll just continue on. Maybe at the end, we'll have a chance to catch up to these Exocets that are still within reach. But the Chevron went deep, so now I'm like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just keep driving and maybe fight it out. He moves over to the right under braking, and we make contact. And now here's where I get a little aggressive, but we do get Forza glued here. Fully admitted, an aggressive move to hold him to the outside, and that did not sit well. So coming up at the next corner, the gentleman and scholar in the Chevron will make sure I receive the full length of the consequences and put us both deep in the beach. Now, unfortunately, I've been in this situation enough to fully expect the second assault. And there it is. It's a brake check. I tried the brake. I tried to get out of the way, but I ended up spinning him out. Whoops. Sorry. My apologies. Now, what I wasn't expecting was the third wave of the assault. I was not paying attention to what was going on behind me, and I will once again pay the consequences. A completely legal and clean dive bomb from about 500 yards back. Once again, Wannix has left himself very vulnerable to a counterattack. I took full advantage of the opportunity and launched the assault. Oh yeah, and he also got disqualified here, which was the cherry on top of the race for me. I mean, I hate when races go that way, but at the same time, sometimes it's kind of funny. So that was that beautiful race, and we'll move on to Maple Valley. And this time I've gone for the big old Cadillac CTS4V Blackwing, I think is the full name. Maybe not the greatest choice for Maple Valley, but that's the beautiful thing about these open classes in Forza. You can do whatever you want and just kind of see what happens. So we're going to try it out and see if we can make up a couple of spots from the middle of the pack here. Yeah, the little spoiler that comes on this thing stock wasn't sitting well with me, so I took that off, put the massive race wing on, and now I feel like we can officially call this thing the Blackwing with confidence. Plus, we'll get a little extra handling that comes along with it, which I need very badly running street tires, which means grip levels are low and there is a lot of power under the hood. So any handling I could find, I will gladly take. We'll get a little bit more from the wing. Coming up is the final corner of Maple Valley, which is always scaring me, but even more so in this hefty old Cadillac. It seemed to handle it pretty darn well, though, through that first opportunity, so that gave me a little bit of confidence. And this is the other section that is pretty scary in this Cadillac. Going through the S's, here I'm going to just cut the track over the grass, and that little cut got me 2.3 seconds in penalties, so I made sure to stay off of that for the rest of the race. Can't get a bunch of those or else I'm just totally screwed. On lap 4, I'll get a free pass on that Mini back there. That'll put me up into 6th place, but he'll come back, and we'll have a fun little battle to finish off this lap. So uphill we go. I know the Mini's going to have the handling advantage coming around this long uphill right-hander, so keeping it pinned to the inside. They'll try a little rally move off into the grass, going back to the roots of the Mini Cooper, but it's not going to work out for him. I'll stay in the lead, and hopefully through the S's, I can make this Cadillac look even bigger and deter another move. It looks like I'll be able to do just that. Now we'll head to the right, down into the valley, and I'll use that power advantage I've got in this Caddy to put a bit of a gap between us. And the goal is by the end of the next lap, the final lap, I will be able to put 2.3 seconds between us and maybe even make up for that penalty. And at the end of things, I was able to put that gap between us, except I choked it on the last corner, completely shit the bed, nearly flipped the car, almost 360'd it perfectly though. And in the end, the Mini will sneak by and keep that 5th place. That'll do it for these B-Class races, guys. It was an absolute struggle, but fun nonetheless, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do all the stuff the YouTubers tell you to do at the ends of videos, and I will talk to you guys soon. Alrighty, bye everybody.